Hey guys, welcome to another episode of the Nihongo Master podcast. I'm your host Azra, and we're going to cover another Japanese summer topic for you today. It's a fun one. We're looking at the top 5 Japanese summer cuisines you can devour to beat the heat. Japan is big on regional and seasonal dishes, so when you're on a trip to Japan in summer, take this opportunity to try out dishes that you can only get in summer. We'll highlight the top 5 ones that are extremely famous during the season and extremely cooling on the inside too. But before we get into it, I have a treat for you listeners. If you don't already know, Nihongo Master is an interactive online Japanese language learning system where we provide Japanese lessons in a fun and easy manga-style way. The podcast has a special unique 50% off promo code for your entire subscription of our program that I'll drop sometime in the next few minutes, so keep your ears tuned for that. The first one on our list is Kakeguori. This translates to shaved ice. We mentioned this briefly in our first episode of the season. That's one of the best ways to cool down in Japanese summer netsu, heat. Kakeguori isn't just shaved ice. There's also syrup with it. The syrup can be in any flavor you want, from strawberry and melon to green tea or red bean. One of the best things about Kakeguori is that you can get tons of varieties of them. All of the time, you can get the simple shaved ice with syrup, but sometimes you can get ones where it's sweetened with condensed milk or topped with ice cream. This summer dessert can be found just about anywhere in Japan when summer comes around, and especially so during Japanese matsuri festivals in one of the food stalls known as yatai. If after your trip you're obsessed with kakigori, you can make them yourself by getting a snow cone maker and the syrups. Not sure if they'll be just the same as the ones you get in Japan though. I mean, the ambiance plays a part too, right? Here's a quick vocab recap. Kakigori, shaved ice. Netsu, heat. Matsuri, festival. Yatai, food stalls. The next Japanese summer cuisine you ought to try is cold noodles. I know some of us won't be used to this at all. I know I took quite some time before I could fully get used to eating cold noodles. But hey, when in Japan, right? There are a few Japanese cold noodle dishes, and one I'd like to name is somen. This traditional Japanese meal is usually eaten in summer. The thin white noodles, less than 1.7 mm, are boiled and then put in ice cold water to cool down. It's served separate to the dipping sauce called mentsuyu. You're supposed to dip them to cool the noodles down even more. Some people add flavor to the sauce by adding ginger or even wasabi. Another popular cold noodle dish is the zaru soba. The difference is the noodles. Soba noodles are made from buckwheat flour and can be eaten both hot and cold. In summer, there's the option for cold soba. The process of making buckwheat noodles are the same, boiled then cooled in ice water. They're often arranged on a bamboo basket called zaru, and sometimes paired with tempura or grated yam. I personally like cold noodles in summer now. It's such a good way to cool your insides and beating the Japanese summer heat. Now, for a quick vocab recap. Somen, a type of Japanese cold noodles using thin white noodles. Mentsuyu, dipping sauce. Zaru soba, cold soba. Zaru, bamboo basket where the cold soba is served on. By the way, if you haven't checked out our official website yet, why not give it a browse? At Nihongo Master, we offer efficient Japanese lessons that are quick, easy, and fun for Japanese language learners of all levels, from beginners to advanced. Our smart tools will assist you in areas where you need a little bit of a push and congratulate you on the ones you've aced. With a community of over 50,000 Japanese students, you're not alone on your learning journey. Make new friends and improve together with our point system, collecting points as you go along. Ask away any questions you have on our group discussion pages. There's sure to be others as well as our Japanese instructors that are quick to answer. You can also take Nihongo Master with you on the go and learn Japanese as you trot the globe. Practical, right? Plug in our podcast exclusive code for this season, Japan Summer, JAPAN SUMMER, for 50% off your entire subscription for as long as you're with us. You'll be able to learn Japanese at any time of the day, anywhere in the world, for just $10 a month. The third on our list of Japanese summer cuisine is Shabu. If you have not tuned in to Season 1, Episode 6, then you wouldn't know all the deets to Shabu Shabu. Basically, Shabu Shabu is a type of Japanese hot pot, part of the Nabemono cuisine. I suggest tuning into the episode for more information. While Shabu Shabu is cooking in hot broth, Rei Shabu is actually cold pork Shabu Shabu. It's more like a cold salad dish. Now you might be thinking, how does one cook a cold dish? Pretty simple. First, slice the pork and other veggies like cucumber, carrot, and daikon. Then boil the water in a pot. Then place the sliced pork in. When the pork turns pink, take it out. Then place it in the cold water pot. Then put all the pork and veggies onto a serving plate. Pour some sesame dressing on top. And ta-da! It's so simple. It's so simple that if you love it when you try it in Japan, you can make it at home yourself. Anyway, just mentioning the dish makes me feel a little refreshed. Can you imagine trying it on a summer's day out? Here's the quick vocab recap. Shabu Shabu, a type of Japanese hot pot. Nabemono, hot pot. Rei Shabu, cold Shabu Shabu. The next on the list is Hiyakichuka. This is also another cold dish. Do you see a trend in Japanese summer cuisines? Anyway, Hiyakichuka translates to chilled Chinese. Despite the name, it's actually a Japanese dish. The dish consists of yasai, vegetables, on top of cold ramen noodles in chilled broth. You might even get some eggs, hemp, and shrimp. It's one of the most popular dishes in summer to recover from being beaten down by the heat. Plus, it's super healthy, so you get your nutrients in. I know it sounds similar to the cold noodles like somen and zaru soba, but how I would like to compare it is that this one has more ingredients as compared to the simple noodle and dipping sauce combo. In fact, one of the best parts of this dish is that it's customizable, so you can make it vegetarian. So, for our vegan and vegetarian listeners out there, your summer diet in Japan is covered. Now, for a quick vocab recap. Hiyakichuka translates to chilled Chinese. Yasai, vegetables. Vegetarian, vegetarian. And last but not least, on a list of Japanese summer cuisines to beat the heat is watermelons, or suika in Japanese. Yes, you heard it right. Watermelons is super popular in summer. It's not only in season, but it's extremely cooling for the weather. It can even help to get rid of hydration. What a bonus. In Japan, watermelons can come in various shapes, sizes, and colors. Your usual round with pink inside watermelon is not everything. One of the most interesting shapes here is the square, or shikaku in Japanese, watermelon. Sometimes the Japanese not only buy the square watermelons for themselves to eat, but also as a gift for someone. That's because they can get quite expensive, so gifting them to someone holds quite significance. But if you're just munching on them occasionally, they're not going to be that expensive. Konbini, convenience stores, have them all summer round, so don't you worry about getting dehydrated. On to our last vocab recap. Suika, watermelons. Shikaku, square. Konbini, convenience stores. If you keep these 5 Japanese summer cuisines, you're definitely going to stay cool and hydrated throughout the entire summer. What are you most excited to try? Tell us your thoughts by commenting on our social media platforms. You can find us on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. Also, head over to the Nihongo Master blog if you're interested in reading up on topics like these some more. Now, this season is extra special to me because this will be my last season on the podcast as your host. For our OG listeners, we've come a long way, 13 seasons. Hope to have you tuned in to the end of this one. Also, you can find me on my Instagram handle, Azra Shakira, AZRASYAKIREH. And if you're keen on picking up some more Japanese for yourself, pop onto our official website, nihongomaster.com, to learn more. While you're at it, why not get yourself a subscription? Get a head start on your Nihongo journey with the Nihongo Master. Now, if you've missed the promo code earlier on, we'll say it again now. Plug in Japan Summer, JAPANSUMMER, at checkout to get 50% off your subscription forever. Yep, your monthly or yearly subscription is half off using this podcast exclusive code. So go on, sign up now. And thank you so much for listening in. Join me in the next one where I'll be walking down the avenue of Japan's rich summer culture. Mata ne!